Hi. Today, we are going to be talking about 4 of the top reasons you need to move to Atlanta. I'm a little biased because I was born and raised in the metro Atlanta area. So you're getting this perspective from a native and not from a transplant. So I think that in itself is just should put my opinion higher than anyone else's. But this is still my opinion. There are some facts in here as well. But I love this city. That's why I've chosen to live here and raise my family here. So I'm going to tell you my top 4 reasons to move to the Atlanta area. Before we get started, thank you so much for joining me today. I would appreciate it if you would show your love by subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so already, hitting the like button, leaving a comment, and sharing this video with your friends if you found value in it. So without further ado, let's get into it. This list isn't in any particular order, so we'll start with number 1. We have a booming economy in Atlanta, and a lot of people don't know this, but we're actually the 10th largest economy in the country and the 18th largest in the world. We have a lot of Fortune 500 headquarters in the city of Atlanta and the metro Atlanta, including Delta Airlines, Home Depot, the CDC, and Equifax. And our top sectors include finance, film and media, as well as healthcare and logistics. The second reason to move to Atlanta is the cost of living. Now, the housing market is 5% above the national average right now, but the housing market across the country is crazy. Outside of that, utilities are actually 16% lower than the national average, and groceries are 2% lower than the national average. So once you actually move here and you get a place to live, the cost of living outside of housing is very affordable compared to the national average. And even if you do include housing in the cost of living, it's definitely not as expensive as New York and San Francisco, which is 140 or 150% above the national average. So in terms of those major cities, Atlanta is still very affordable, even when you're considering housing. And speaking of housing, the number 3 reason to move to Atlanta is the housing market. Now, the greater Atlanta area median home price has hit $420,000, which is actually up 17% versus last year. However, there's still great opportunity to get into homes under that price point, at the $200,000 price point, the $300,000 price point. You can live in the middle of Atlanta in a condo in a high rise for around $200,000. Now, you do have to factor in, HOAs and the cost of living in the city are just higher versus living in the suburbs, but that's with any area that you're moving to. But Atlanta is very unique because there's so much more development going on. We are still developing inside the city as well. So there's a lot of opportunity, whether you want to move here for your primary residence or investing. It's not a city that's already developed and we're at the highest point. Atlanta is just getting started. So that's why I put the housing market on my list of the top reasons to move here. Number 4 is all the activities that you can do. A lot of people don't realize this, but Atlanta is very, very fun. It's a fun place to live. Not only are you 3 to 4 hours from the beach, depending on where you are in the city, but you also have a lot of nature preserves, walking trails. We actually have what's called the Beltline that goes around the entire city. We have the Silver Comet up north, and then we have another walking trail in other parts of the area. So if you're into nature, it's definitely a great place for you to live. There's also great food. There's no shortages on brunches. And in my personal opinion, living in Atlanta is the most unique cultural experience on this side of the Mississippi. And that's coming from someone who's lived in Los Angeles. I've lived in Savannah. I've been to other places, and Atlanta is by far my fave. And that's not just because I'm from here, but I've chosen to raise my family here and to live here. And that's for a reason. So when you come to Atlanta, it's a different vibe. It's beautiful. It is still affordable, and it's just a great place to live. So if you're considering moving to the Atlanta area, give me a call. I can definitely talk you through what's so great, about living in the city. And if you've already made the decision to move, give me a call as well, and I can help you find your perfect home. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you've gotten value out of this. Here's my contact information. Give me a call, give me a text, send me an email. I'm right there for you. And if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section below and I'll be sure to answer them for you. Bye.